everybody, welcome to the Pagan Perspective. My name is Angel and I am your regular Wednesday host, filling in this week for Subs Week for Tatiana, and the question is about interfaith relationships. And I think we did one like this before, or similar to this before, so, but I can't find it or know what I said, so I'll just go for it. My Kindle decided to update, which is going to take about 10 minutes, and my computer decided to do something weird with the keyboard and stuff, so I think I'm just going to go for it. The question is basically, can you do something on interfaith relationships? The person that wrote in identifies as a Wiccan, their husband identifies as Catholic, and I have a little bit of not background, but experience in this because my husband is an atheist and I'm an eclectic pagan witch, so I know what it is like to have a little bit different ideas about spirituality. So there's two components I think that play into the success or the unsuccessful relationship. The first is your respect for each other. Respect is huge, and it's a pretty vast thing too. But in regards to spirituality, there's a couple things. Respecting somebody's life. And what I mean by that is respecting their experiences in life that brought them to the path they're on. Even if they were born into it, if it still resonates with them and they follow it, you should really respect that. Just like you have a journey that you came on to the point that you're at, they need to respect that about you as well. That's a huge thing, is respecting somebody's background, their backstory, to where they got to where they're at now. Because they've had experiences in life. They don't just come to us with nothing. And we have to respect that they're intelligent enough. See, that's my computer doing something weird. They're intelligent enough to where they came to the concept of spirituality that they're at. So, respecting that. And also respecting yourself. Now, I know that I've known people that have been in relationships that were Wiccan or considered themselves of, a spirit, a witch, excuse me. And they were in relationships that people were not very nice to them about their spirituality. And they started to kind of feel ashamed about it. If you are in a relationship where somebody makes you feel bad, like really, really bad about something that intimate and important to you, then that's a relationship you really need to reevaluate. It shouldn't feel bad. And whoever you're with should build you up, not tear you down. So that's also respecting yourself. So respect's a huge thing. The next thing is ego. Now, ego plays in a lot of different parts of relationships. Again, whether it's your partner, your friends, your coworkers, what have you. Ego is that little voice that says, no, you're right, they need to believe you. They need to believe in what you believe because you're right. And that can be really damaging to a relationship. Ego is that feeling you get when you don't feel good, when you feel very like you want to punish somebody, like you want them to know they're wrong because you're right. It's not a good feeling. It feels intense, but it doesn't feel good. So ego plays a big part in the success of a relationship or the failure of a relationship. And it, especially in interfaith relationships, respect and ego play huge parts. My husband and I have great respect for each other. We don't agree on everything. And we've also had conversations about our spirituality, whether you call atheists spiritual or not. They have a belief system, if that makes it better for some people. But you have to have that conversation. And we knew when we met each other, we knew when we were getting into this relationship that we had these differences, but we respected each other, and we understood that respect defined how this relationship would go. So those conversations need to be had before a relationship starts. Sometimes a relationship starts so quickly that you don't get a chance to have those conversations in the beginning, but you really have to have them. You got to know what is expected. Are they expecting you to convert? Do you expect them to convert? When raising children, how is that going to work? My husband and I, for instance, we understand that when we have children, I will teach them what I believe, he will teach them what they believe, but they will also learn about every other religion because it's their journey, so we will let them define their spiritual part of it. So that's really important too. You have to have these conversations. And if you're a couple before you have children, even if you're a couple and you're in a relationship, even if you're married, you have to still have these conversations. Never assume that you know or that they know exactly how things are going to work out, because that's not usually how it works out. Agreeing to disagree is and initially maybe you don't totally believe that, but you're going to do it so you don't have an argument, is a good way to start building that detachment from that ego, that at least that ego part, that the part that ego plays in that relationship. We're humans, we're not going to get rid of the egos. We're all going to have some part of it in some part of our life, but removing it from this part is a huge thing. So I think that respect and ego, those are two huge components that play in whether a relationship is going to survive and thrive or if it's going to fail. I know that they've played huge parts in my relationship with my husband, and I think our relationship's pretty successful. We're very happy, and we agree to disagree, and it's just what it is. So I hope that helps. I hope that helped with the answering of the question, and I'll put the question down below. As usual, I love hearing from you guys, so if you want to leave a comment down below, that would be awesome. And until next week, I will see you guys then. Have a great rest of the week, and blessed be.